Hello everybody. Um, I'm going to do a presentation now on Saber and Conocer. And we're going to go over the conjugation of the verbs, and you're going to see the presentation, and then we're going to do an activity together. And then at the end of the presentation, I review one of the most complicated, in my experience, one of the issues that are a little more complex for the students. So here's the presentation. Enjoy. So the first thing we need to know is the conjugations of the verbs. This is called the conjugations of the verbs. You know that. So saber and conocer. Saber goes yo sé, tú sabes, él, ella, usted sabe, nosotros, nosotras sabemos, vosotros, vosotras sabéis. Remember that this form is only used in España, in Spain, the vosotros form. And ellos, ellas, ustedes saben. Conocer is conjugated as follows. Yo conozco, tú conoces, él, ella, usted conoce, nosotros conocemos, vosotros conocéis, ellas conocen. As you well know, both of these verbs mean to know in English. Now, usually conocer refers to known people, places, and things, whereas saber refers to knowing general information and what I call everything else. Let me explain that to you. To me, it's just easier to, because as you know from your book and other materials, saber can be used for so many things. So what I tell my students all the time is, well, why don't you just learn what conocer is used for? People, places, and things, to know people, to be acquainted with people, to be acquainted or knowing places and things, and everything else is saber. You don't need to know every specific use of saber. You just need to know is everything else that is known to be acquainted with people, places, and things. Alright, so let's do this activity together. Is it saber or conocer? She never knows the answer. That's gonna be saber. Do you know Pepe? Pepe is a nickname for Jose. That's gonna be conocer. Do you know the person? Do you know where Pepe is? That's gonna be saber. Why? Because it's not knowing Pepe, it's knowing the location of Pepe. That's information about Pepe. We'll go more about this at the end of the presentation. I don't know that girl. That's gonna be conocer, because you no conoces a la chica. It's to know the person. I know she is from Chile. Now this is again, it's not knowing the person, it's knowing where the person is from. That's location. That's going to be saber. My friend doesn't know how to play the guitar. That's going to be saber. It's to know how to do something. It's not a person, it's not a place, it's not a thing. I don't know why she wants a dog. That's going to be saber. I know San Francisco pretty well. I'm acquainted with this city. I know this city very well. You ask me about streets and I can tell you exact places, where to get the bus, etc. I know the city. That's going to be conocer. I know the place. I still don't know all the good restaurants in my town. I don't know the restaurants, the places, the locations. I don't know. That's going to be conocer. No conozco todos los restaurantes de mi ciudad. Do you know what we have to do tonight? That's going to be saber. ¿Sabes lo que tenemos que hacer esta noche? Hey, I know that guy. It's knowing a person. Hey, yo conozco a ese chico. Conocer. Okay, now I have an activity for you all. At the end of after the activity, in between, you're going to have to stop the video. I'll put a slide for that so that you can complete the activity. But here's the activity. So I'm going to leave it there for a second. You can do it on your screen, or you can write it down and complete the activity. I'm going to move it forward, and it's going to tell you to stop the video, because in the following slide I'm going to have the answers and I'm going to read them with you. And so you can and now stop the video if you want to, and if you need to rewind to go back to the activity, do that. I'm going to continue now on to the completion of the activity. I'm going to read it with you. Yo conozco a Beatriz, pero no sé de dónde es. Esos chicos saben jugar al baloncesto muy bien. ¿Sabes tú cuánto dinero necesitas para el cine? Diego cocina muy bien. Él sabe preparar muchos platos buenos. ¿Por qué no saben ustedes la respuesta? ¿Sabes algo? That's very classical in Spanish for you know what. In Spanish we say ¿sabes algo? Do you know something? Is the equivalent in English to you know what. Mi amigo Rafa quiere salir contigo. ¿Rafa? ¿Quién es? Yo no conozco a ningún Rafa. ¿Conoces tú a la familia de tu novio? That's all conocer, because it's knowing people. La familia are people. Rafa es Rafael, is a person. Conocer. En el futuro quiero conocer a un hombre simpático. In the future I want to meet a nice man. I want to get to know. I want to be acquainted with a nice man. That's conocer. Marcos, ¿sabes si hay una prueba mañana? General information. Pablo no sabe jugar al tenis, skill, pero sí sabe nadar muy bien. No sé qué voy a hacer esta noche. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. No sé qué voy a hacer esta noche. Ellos no conocen América Central. They don't know Central America. Pero saben mucho de la política de la región. But they know a lot about the politics of the region. One is the location, the other one is information about the politics of the location. Queremos comer, pero no sabemos dónde está el mercado. We want to eat, but we don't know where the market is. Okay, so that's your activity. Now, just to finish, I would like to share with you that, in my experience, I think a lot of students, the biggest issue is saber and conocer plus location. The difference between knowing a place versus knowing information about the place. Let me give you some examples. Yo conozco España. I know Spain. I'm acquainted with Spain. I know it very well. I'm from there. I know the place. Now, I also know where Spain is located. I know how Spain is. I know how one can live, you know, what lifestyle is in Spain, what the life is like in Spain. So, yo conozco España, yo sé dónde está España, yo sé cómo es España, yo sé cómo se vive en España. See the difference? You have conozco España for knowing, being acquainted with the location, knowing the place well. Or not well, just knowing it, you know, but that's different than I know where it is. You know, I know New York is different from I know where New York is. In fact, I don't know New York, but I know where New York is located. I can place it in a map, and I know about Times Square, and I know about a bunch of things in New York, but I don't know the city. So, no conozco Nueva York, pero sé dónde está Nueva York. I think that's one of the biggest issues with saber and conocer. Everything else, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. So, there you have it. That's the end of Saber and Conocer, and see you in the discussions. Adiós.